Hey, Jay Alexander here, Cleveland, Ohio. Thursday, October the 5th, 2017 at 10:55 in the morning. And since this is social media, there's no need to go into any kind of professional introduction of myself. I'm going to just get straight into it because I want to share with you. I have a thought or kind of a revelation about you and I and the topic of ancestry. I discovered simply through meditation that you and I are the sum total of our ancestry at large. And what I mean by that is all of the data you and I will ever need for anything in life at all, for any purpose, agenda, or intent, is already encoded in our ancestry, which happens to be in our blood, no matter who you are, where you are, or what you are, as far as race, tongue, kindred, male, female, etc. It's not possible to live outside of that code. It's just a matter of finding out what overcame you during this course of your life to date. Many members of the ancestry that you're composed of passed away without having made peace with Supreme Source or God or the origin, whatever you may choose to call it. And many of them passed away having done that as well. So the gifts in our blood are accompanied with curses. And it depends on what life you're living, and how well or how not so well you're living that life will determine your outcome of the day, really, by the day. There's a lot of there's a lot of information in there, a lot of thought, a lot of things to consider. The most recent of your ancestors who are passed away, of course, will have the biggest influence on you because your blood doesn't have to dig back too far for that. What you have, though, in your blood is emitted out into your aura through your chakras and how that works. And so if you keep that in mind, it could be easy to understand why our lives are the way they are. Our ancestors go back to as far back as the first human on the earth. It does not deplete. It doesn't get weaker as it goes along. It doesn't get weaker and decline and begin to fall out and fade and etc. It doesn't do that. However, there are so many people in the world, especially here in the West, who are composed of such a large number of races, bloods from different nations. It could actually lead to confusion. And there are so many different spirituality practices of spirituality per ancestry. And that could also lead the present day individuals on a vast search through different religions, philosophies, science, astrology, astronomy, atheism, or anything else that may be out there, because we got that in us. We got everything in us. You and I are an amazing database walking around. And the composition of your body right now is the scientific talisman that's required to perform the very code you are, no matter what condition you're in. You are what is required to be you. It's kind of wild. And I don't think I got off to a good start. I just wanted to start pouring it out. And like I said, I'm not trying to impress anyone. This is what's up on my heart. Now it's on your heart. You and I, the present day individuals, are composed of an ancestry that have everything we need to be ourselves and be ourselves to the highest power. And it's time for us to learn how to properly exist as us, because we've done nothing but try to follow somebody else's code probably all of our lives. Many of us have, not all of us, but the cultures, present day cultures and ancient cultures, this is what they used to practice before philosophy, before religion were even structured or invented and presented to humankind. And I guess that's why everything is becoming what it's becoming right now, because we're going back to the origin. We're going back to the original self. Everything's in there. Everything is in there. And your blood and my blood have the code required to perform whatever it is. We haven't really created anything. We just discovered it, it seems. Discovered it and assembled a bunch of stuff that we perform. The code in your ancestry, the influence that you have in that code triggers you to perform certain acts, think certain thoughts, say certain words, behave in certain fashions, etc. If we have no control of ourselves, Nothing you say or do is your fault. It all came from somewhere. It came from within you. It does depend on what day of the week it is, what day and hour, astrologically, what Mahadasha you may be in, if you even know what that is, and where you are geographically, what elevation you're in, how close you are to a body of water, depending on the moon phase, the things you eat and drink, the people you're affiliated with, the folk that you sleep with, how many children you have. All of these things need to be taken into consideration. All of them. There's so much more to life than we've been given access to. We have to dig in ourselves and find out who and what we are. This is coming out a little bit too fast, but at least it's coming out. And so I'm new to this social media stuff, and that's the reason why I want to get out there, because I have a great deal of stuff to share. And it's a good idea for me to start putting it out there so I can start getting feedback and people can start, communicating with me, and we can ask each other questions and, take it from there. I don't care about professionalism. YouTube and Facebook does not need professionalism. Let's just get the information out there. Professionalism is what's messed us up in the first place. We need to get raw again, get back raw to our original selves and leave the suit and ties at home. And that's just one topic. Who am I by way of astrology? Who am I by way of ancestry, especially ancestry? What did my ancestors practice? Who are my ancestors? What class of individuals were they composed of? Where did they come from? What language did I speak originally? What is my mother tongue? What is the primary influence in my blood right now? How far back does my ancestry go? What was our original spiritual practice, if any at all? How did I end up still being here to this day, when so many people have already come to the end of their bloodline and are already gone? Why am I disliked by this people or that people? Why do I embrace this people or that people better than I embrace others? What am I carrying? Why am I carrying this? What have I tapped into? What have I tapped out of? Why do I not fit in? Why do I fit out of society? Why do I feel like I don't belong here? The questions are ongoing. And you have all of those answers. You have all of the answers that you require. It's just a matter of knowing how to tap into your own self, the supreme database you are. Other people's answers from the outside, will probably do nothing but corrupt you. And so we need to take us into consideration. It's time for every individual to get back on their own.